Hi guys, so this is officially my first video on this. I just woke up, my head is all over the place. Hey Bear. It's Bear. He wanted to be part of the video. And I'm going to insert a really cute video of Scorpion. He is the sweetest snake. Don't care what nobody says, he's sweet. So I guess I wanted to get started by talking about me a little bit. I wanted to speak on my medical situation, what's going on with me, what's going to be going on with me, what the future is looking like. So to get started off, I have an AVM, an arteriovenous malformation. I was diagnosed when I was 5 years old, but I was born with it. So they say it's not hereditary. They don't know what causes it. It's one of those extremely rare diseases, or whatever they want to call it. They usually pop up in people's brains, but mine just so happened to be in my jawbone. I was originally going to Duke Hospital. They had never seen what I had, and so they misdiagnosed me and ended up putting me on interferon shots for a year straight. They thought I had leukemia, but I didn't. But they had never seen what I had. They said I had symptoms of it, so I can't be too mad. They tried. When I was 11 years old, I was next door at my aunt's house, and I decided to run into their house and grab an apple and start eating it. So I was in between my aunt and my grandma's house over there with my sister. I ran through 2 yards, came over to my house where my parents and a lot of my other family members were in the backyard. I was bleeding for over 20 minutes. It was just running out of my mouth. Like, it was coming from back on this side somewhere, and it was just running out bad. For a long time, there was a spot in the yard where grass wouldn't grow anymore because it was a lot of blood. And apparently I had knocked my back tooth loose. When that happened, they called 911. The ambulance came and picked me up and took me to the hospital in my hometown. So my hospital, the ambulance got there, took me to the hospital. And when I got up there, my parents ended up heading back to pick up like clothes and stuff like that because we knew we were going to be staying there for a while at this point. I was up there by myself, but I told them I didn't mind. I was like, y'all go back home, that's fine. So I was sitting in the room. I'm pretty sure I was going to Chapel Hill at this point. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I was sitting on the bed playing Hot Wheels because they had a little game station set up in the room. And my mouth started bleeding again. And a nurse had just come in and asked me something. Like, I can remember weird parts of being really young. Like, I remember the nurse came in right beforehand and was like, "Are you doing okay? Is everything fine?" I'm like, "Yeah, playing my game. I'm good. I'm a little hungry, but we straight." And so she walked out and my mouth started bleeding. It was one of those waiting rooms in the hospital where they had like the sliding glass door with the curtain behind it. And so I walked out and the bathroom was right next door to mine. So I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and there was just blood just running out again. And I remember walking back into the room and I started getting really dizzy. And the best way I can explain this to people, I ended up blacking out and waking up in another room. I don't know how long I had been out. But blacking out was like the weirdest thing ever. Because, you know, if you do like a slideshow presentation and you get like the transition where it's like a bunch of little black dots that just go and go and go and go and go until like the whole entire screen is black. That's what I saw. My hearing went. And it's so weird. I've never blacked out before. It was weird. I ain't forgot it either. And I remember falling back, and you know those hospital beds, the ones that are like part gurney, and like they got the little plastic things that pop up on the sides. And I remember my head hitting something. I'm pretty sure it was the bed. I felt my head hit it, but it didn't hurt. I just felt my head hit something. Next thing I know, I wake up and I look down, and no, the time I blacked out, my parents still weren't there yet. So I woke up in a room when my daughter wasn't there, and I looked down, and I was covered in blood. I mean, shirt, pants, shoes, it was everywhere. And they were cutting my shirt off, and I looked over, and my parents were here. That's why I was like, oh, how long have I been out? Alright, so fast forward later on. That's when I was 11. They ended up doing an emergency embolization because I started bleeding again while I was under anesthesia. So they had to cut off all the blood going to this side of my face so I would stop bleeding. This dog don't quit moving me. As a result of that, parts of my tongue started to die and fall off. The middle part of my tongue and some piece off the back, it turned white. I could bite pieces of it off and spit it out. It was kind of gross. When it finally started to come off, the parts of my tongue that were still alive, real raw, it hurt. It hurt. I could drink water, anything brushed against my tongue, it hurt. That was miserable. I remember the first thing I started eating when I was able to eat again was McDonald's French fries. They ain't good for you, but they're good for me. After that happened, they ended up scraping out my jawbone and putting liquid cement in it to stop the AVM from growing, which in a little bit I'm going to try to get on a little bit more of what the AVM is. It's a birth defect. You can bleed out, whether it's in your brain, no matter where it's at in your body. It can happen. I have no capillaries in between the veins and arteries over here, so everything would just build up and like sit. It acts like a cancer with how it spreads like a wildfire. So that's pretty much all I know about it, if that says anything at all. I'm not even 100% clear on it. So, let's fast forward from when I was 11 up until I was 16, nothing. Maybe small bleeds if I was like brushing my teeth. My gums might bleed a little bit, but nothing big. It was December 2010. No, I got that right. And I noticed that my lymph node on this side was swollen. This side wasn't. I didn't think nothing of it, especially, it was December. It was a little chilly. I get sick easy. So I was like, maybe that's it. All the way till August, it was still there. And I was like, I ended up going up having, if anybody lives around here, West Willis, my ENT suggested going to them and having a CT scan done. So I won't have to drive an hour and a half to my hospital, and I can just go like 10 minutes down the road to this one. It took them close to 2 months to get the results back to my hospital, and by that point, it had spread out. And note, it's always been inside my jawbone. So my surgeries have always been simple, quick. I had a few little scars, which you can't really see now, but I had a few little scars when I was like 5 or 6 from having surgery, or they would cut me on the inside of my mouth. But this time when it had come back and it had spread outside of my jawbone. It had wrapped around it, up my cheek, up the side of my head, and back here a little bit. So it had gone all over the place. It was my senior year in high school. They asked me if I wanted to wait till after graduation to have surgery, because either way I was going to have one. Or if I wanted to go ahead and do it as soon as possible. And I was like, as soon as possible. I didn't want to wait. They told us, we're going to take out the left side of your jawbone and we're going to replace it. And they had thought of a few options. They were talking about doing a cadaver bone. They had talked about just replacing it with a titanium piece. But they were worried about rejection, so they're like, we're going to take it out of your leg. So my fibula is gone. on my left leg. They took out my fibula and they put it up here. I have pictures from my surgery. I might insert some of them here. And they ended up taking out the muscle behind my leg, and they did a fibula flap up here. They went in, they cut off about this much of my jawbone. They took that out. They scraped out a bunch of the bad tissue. They took out some good tissue. They ended up having to take out my facial nerve on this side, which is why I can't move it, because the AVM was completely wrapped around it, and they couldn't do anything about it. It was a 15-hour surgery. I was up at the hospital for 3 weeks. I was on a morphine drip for a week. It was rough. I missed a lot of school. My doctor suggested I not go back to school. I still went back. I kind of wish I would have just stayed home. Everything went pretty well. The healing process was rough. I couldn't walk for a while. And I couldn't turn my head completely around, so driving, that was stopped for a little bit. They told me to use a walker, but I'm stubborn. I didn't use the walker when I got home. When I turned 18 that July, I went and got this tattoo. It says sink or swim. I got that tattoo because of all this mess. I couldn't open my mouth, but maybe like that far after the surgery. I had to go in a few months later and have the scar tissue in my mouth cut, and they put a bite block in my mouth to hold my mouth open. And I was there for 3 days. That hurt. My jaws, oh, I don't want to relive that one. that was almost worse than the surgery. I had to have a weight put in my eyelid. I couldn't shut that eye. They were worried about it drying out, so they went and put a weight in it. I had to go and have 12 teeth cut out. So from this side over, I have no teeth because they all started to rot. The blood flow going to the side of my mouth, it's not that great. And my teeth started rotting because they weren't getting enough blood. As of right now, lately, I have been bleeding in my sleep. I'll take a bite of something and my mouth just starts like pouring. I can feel it running, and if I open my mouth, you can just see it filling up until it starts to fall over. I mean, it's bad. My lip has been hurting me. I don't know if that's just me. These are healed up and out of nowhere. I'm bleeding around this one sometimes, which makes me a little nervous because that shouldn't be happening. This side of my face, like if you look at my cheeks, this side's red and splotchy. That's not good either. I'm actually having a CT scan done next week. I'm gonna do a video of all that, going up there, what they said. You know, I like I said, this channel, I want to keep everybody updated that wants to subscribe and see what's going on with all this and follow it. So far, that is happening. I'm concerned personally because it hasn't bled this bad since I was very young. Bleeding in my sleep, that hasn't happened since I was very young, and now it's happening almost every day. Every time I eat something, I bleed. That's frustrating enough in itself. Last time I spoke to my doctors about it, they said that it was my choice if I want to have surgery or if I don't. If they look at the CT scan and it hasn't done a whole lot of growing or spreading, the surgery could end up being just as big or bigger than my last one. That's what I don't want to hear. Alright, so that's my update. If you have any questions, honestly, if you want to, you can drop a comment and I don't know, maybe make some suggestions on what you would like to hear me talk about, what you would like to know about me. I could always make a video for it. I have no problem with that. You can leave a like on the video if you want. It's up to you. Subscribe if you are interested in following what's happening with me. You know, if you want to, feel free to do that. Hit the notification bell to let you know when I upload a video. I'm not going to be doing them constantly, so your phone's not going to be blowing up like crazy. I'll probably be uploading at nighttime. So I'll be videoing during the day, but I probably won't get around to uploading it until at night. So just a heads up, I forgot to mention that before. I might update some of y'all on Facebook or something. Some of y'all that are interested in seeing the videos. If y'all would like to know anything else, drop a comment, let me know. But I appreciate y'all watching. Keep you updated, and thanks for watching.